Welcome to SpaceWire. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon for more updates. Let's talk oil, the world's economic fuel, the black gold that keeps the engines of industry running and the lights on in every major city. Oil isn't just a commodity, it's the lifeblood of modern civilization, woven into everything from transportation to manufacturing, and even the food we eat. And right now, the market's on edge. Every tick of the price sends ripples through economies, affecting everything from the cost of groceries to the fate of entire governments. Investors are glued to their screens watching for the next big move. The oil game is a high-stakes reality show, full of alliances and betrayals where every handshake could hide a dagger and every deal could shift the balance of power. Behind closed doors, leaders are constantly negotiating, strategizing, and sometimes scheming. Enter Donald Trump back in the spotlight, demanding cheap oil like he's at a global garage sale. He's not shy about making noise, and his presence alone is enough to send shockwaves through the market. But this isn't just about gas prices, it's about power. Control over oil means influence over nations, and Trump knows it. He's playing a game where the stakes are nothing less than global dominance. Trump's style? Less handshake, more megaphone. He prefers to broadcast his demands, making sure everyone hears him, friends and rivals alike. Subtlety isn't his strong suit, and that's exactly how he likes it. He sees allies like Canada as resources to be tapped, not partners to be courted. For Trump, it's all about leverage, how much he can get and how quickly. So when he turns to Canada, he's not asking, he's demanding. The message is clear: deliver or face the consequences. It's a hardball tactic that leaves little room for negotiation. But Canada isn't just rolling over. Canadian leaders are pushing back, balancing economic interests with national pride and environmental concerns. The pressure is mounting on both sides of the border. The global oil market is already jittery. One wrong move, and chaos erupts. Prices can swing wildly, and uncertainty breeds panic among investors and governments alike. Trump's demands are that wrong move, sending shockwaves through the system. Headlines scream crisis, and leaders scramble to respond, unsure of what tomorrow will bring. Countries are now questioning if the US is a reliable partner or just a wild card. Old alliances are being tested, and trust is wearing thin. This uncertainty is forcing nations to rethink their energy strategies from scratch. Some are doubling down on oil, while others are accelerating the shift to renewables, desperate to insulate themselves from the chaos. The US, led by a man who treats treaties as optional, is testing decades-old alliances. Agreements that once seemed unbreakable are now up for debate, and the rules of the game are being rewritten in real time. It's a global family drama. America's the loud dad, other countries are quietly making backup plans, whispering in the corners, wondering if it's time to move out or just ride out the storm. The tension is thick, and the next moves could reshape global power for years. Every decision now could have consequences that echo for a generation. The stage is set, the players are ready, and the drama is just beginning. Behind the scenes, strategies are being drawn, alliances are shifting, and the world holds its breath. What happens next? The world is watching, every second ticking by with the weight of uncertainty. The outcome could change the course of history, and the stakes couldn't be higher. In this game, fortunes, futures, and the fate of nations hang in the balance. Imagine you're Canada, polite, dependable, always the helpful neighbor. For decades, you've been the one everyone counts on, quietly powering homes and industries across the border. You're the friend who brings extra snacks to the party, the one who never forgets a birthday and always says sorry, even when it's not your fault. But now, your buddy America is making demands, not requests. The tone has shifted. Suddenly it's less about partnership and more about pressure. The friendly handshake is replaced by a firm grip, and the conversations feel more like ultimatums than discussions. So Canada does the unthinkable. It stands up for itself. No more just nodding along or quietly agreeing. Canadian leaders and workers unite, drawing a line in the oil sands, ready to defend their interests. Instead of caving, Canada says, "We're seeing other people." It's a bold move, signaling to the world that Canada is open for business, just not exclusively with its southern neighbor. This isn't just a no, it's a strategic pivot. Canada is rethinking its entire approach, weighing new opportunities and alliances that could reshape its future. Canada closes the door to the US and opens new ones to Asia and Europe. New trade routes are mapped, pipelines are planned, and ships are loaded for distant shores. For years, America was Canada's top customer. Billions of barrels flowed south, fueling American cars and factories, but now, Canada's diversifying, reducing its dependence on a single, sometimes unpredictable market. They're seeking partners who don't threaten or insult their leaders. Canada wants respect, collaboration, and mutual benefit, not just a one-sided deal. This is Canada playing chess, not checkers. Every move is calculated, every partnership carefully considered, with long-term strategy in mind. The decision was made with trademark politeness, but make no mistake, it's a power move. Canada's quiet confidence is now matched by bold action. Canada realized relying on one unpredictable customer is risky. The world changes fast, and putting all your eggs in one basket can leave you vulnerable. By spreading its bets, Canada ensures stability if one market falters. Diversification means security, growth, and a stronger position on the world stage. The message is clear. Canada isn't just America's friendly hat anymore. It's stepping out from the shadow, ready to define its own identity. It's a global energy player with its own agenda. Canada's voice is being heard in boardrooms and summits around the world. New pipelines, new deals, new alliances. Canada is bypassing its southern neighbor. The infrastructure is changing, and so is the balance of power. It's like discovering your quiet roommate is secretly a ninja. Underneath that polite exterior, there's a master strategist at work. The world is watching as Canada makes bold moves. Headlines are shifting, and global leaders are taking notice of Canada's newfound assertiveness. For the first time in a long time, Canada's in the driver's seat. Decisions are being made in Ottawa, not just in Washington. America's left wondering what just happened and what's next. The tables have turned, and the old playbook no longer works. The energy game has a new player to watch. Canada's not just participating, it's changing the rules, and the world is paying attention. Now, let's head to Asia, home to booming economies and a massive hunger for energy. For China, Japan, and South Korea, oil isn't a luxury, it's essential. They've long relied on the Middle East, navigating constant instability. So when Canada offers drama-free oil, Asia jumps at the chance. It's a match made in energy heaven. Canada is stable, reliable, and far from conflict zones. For Asian nations, Canadian oil means energy security and peace of mind. This new partnership lets them diversify and reduce dependence on volatile suppliers. It's more than a business deal, it's a geopolitical shift. A new axis of power is forming, linking North America's resources to Asia's demand. This relationship is built on mutual respect, not loud ultimatums. As oil flows east, economic ties and trust grow stronger. It's about more than barrels. It's about building bridges and new trade routes. For Asia, steady supply means stable prices and long-term growth. Millions benefit from progress and stability. Canada's eastward pivot secures its future and throws Asia a vital lifeline. It's a win-win that's quietly redrawing the world's energy map. The impact? Huge. The world's energy landscape is shifting, fast, and the old rules no longer apply. Now let's jump to Europe, a continent where energy isn't just about keeping the lights on, but about politics, power, and survival. For years, the European Union has been deeply entangled with Russian energy, especially natural gas. This relationship has shaped not only the EU's economy, but also its foreign policy and security decisions. It's been a toxic relationship. Russia supplies the gas, but always at a political price. Every negotiation is a reminder of how energy can be used as leverage, and how dependence can turn into vulnerability. Every winter as temperatures drop, the EU finds itself funding a neighbor who often stirs up trouble, both within and beyond its borders. The fear of supply cuts or price hikes is never far away. So when Canada signals it's ready to open its oil market wider, Europe pays close attention. The prospect of a new, reliable supplier is hard to ignore. Canadian oil offers more than just fuel, it brings values and stability. It's energy from a democratic ally, a partner who shares the EU's commitment to rule of law and transparency. It's a bit like switching to fair trade coffee after years of drinking a mystery brew. You know where it comes from, and you feel better about what you're consuming. For the EU, this is a rare chance to reduce its vulnerability to Russian pressure. It's about more than economics. It's about regaining control over its own destiny. The decision isn't just about money, it's a moral choice, a statement about the kind of future Europe wants to build, one that's less dependent on authoritarian regimes. But there's a catch. Getting oil from Canada to Europe isn't as simple as flipping a switch. The logistics are daunting. Shipping oil across the Atlantic is costly, complex, and time-consuming. It requires new infrastructure, careful planning, and a willingness to pay more for security. So the question remains, is the EU just trading one dependence for another? Swapping Russian pipelines for Canadian tankers doesn't erase the risks, it just changes them. Canada is friendlier, but the vast distance brings new challenges, supply chain hiccups, weather delays, and higher costs that could impact consumers. It's like leaving a bad relationship for a long-distance one. The new partner is better, but the distance makes things complicated. There's hope, but also uncertainty. The EU now stands at a crossroads, cautiously optimistic but also pragmatic. Leaders know that energy security can't be achieved overnight. They'll likely phase out Russian gas gradually, while building up Canadian ties and investing in new infrastructure to make the transition smoother. It's a delicate balancing act, juggling energy security, affordability, and the realities of global logistics. Every decision has consequences. The new deal with Canada is a significant step forward, but it's only the beginning of a much longer journey toward true energy independence. Europe is playing the long game, working to secure its future one tanker, one deal, and one innovation at a time. The stakes couldn't be higher. Europe's energy future and its political autonomy hang in the balance. The world is watching closely as the EU rewrites its energy story, setting an example for others facing similar dilemmas. The next chapter is just beginning, filled with both promise and challenge. And the outcome could reshape the continent for decades to come, influencing not just Europe, but the entire global energy landscape.